today's AMA. Very excited. Some friends they make mistake think AMA always tomorrow, so I think
Well, we'll try to have the recording up for them by tomorrow.
yeah, I will let
So,
Jason to edit one. Yep.
okay, so we've got 50 now.
Yes.
Couple more filtering in. Maybe we can kick off with some quick intros while more people join.
Okay. Yep.
I can go first. Hi everybody, I'm Pants, co-founder of Oxygen Labs, and advisor to the Starslab project. And we've got here Cash. You guys should all know Cash, but go ahead anyway.
Guys, very exciting. I'm the founder of the Starlabs and the CEO of the Starlab, and very welcome. And once the audience come here to join our AMA, I think because I saw the most question in the AMA channel, and I think the most question will be answered today and will be covered in today. So Pence will answer ask me, many of the questions we clip by the most, and some question is very challenges, but I will still answer it. So I think we can start right now, Pence, or are we going to waiting more people?
No, we can kick off. Yep. The format selected a bunch of your most popular questions. We'll go through those. And like last time, at the end, we'll select members from the audience. If they want to ask anything on VC, we'll get you guys up as well. All right.
Yep.
So this is the biggest question, I think. Question one, will the whole team docs or only a few members before Mint?
Okay, it's very straightforward question to point out the first one. Okay, so we feel that doxing is a make or break to a project. Like for example, many dox project have turned out to be complete rocks. I think you guys know the Squiggles and Jake Ape Cup and Pachi Picnics in a way and Ape Dogs. On the flip side, many success projects do not have the dox terms such as Kaijo Kings and Cyber Horse and another pass. And it's more important to look at the work put out by the team and depth of the roadmap and it's the developers. Because I don't know you guys, when you research a project, what's the key points indicate to you that is or isn't a rock? It's very to put out a fake identity on the internet. In our case, we have gone so far as deliver a real product and have worked almost a year on the research and development. Our view on this is the anonymity has two sides. It's used to materialize is make the blanket of the protection of the mislead people. But it's also very, very important. There is use also provided safety for well-meaning people on the internet. In the case of the NFT space, we feel animated is very important where the market is too young and turbulent at this time dangerous.
My question is regarding the Twitter post referring to the Forgotten Ethereal Worlds collab. What is meant by providing us with preferential benefit prices in the statement? And then question 5B is, would the team be able to comment on whether the holocubes will be claimed by Forgotten Ethereal World holders using frags, which is their native token? Would they be able to use frags to purchase from the Starslabs, or would they be using the Starslab tokens? And this person said, my concern is if partners can use their own tokens to claim a holocube, it will diminish the value and utility of the Stars token.
So I'm very happy to work with the Tugboat and also the FEW. Okay, so because FW is our the first partner with the and we because it's very good case to show the market we have already have a device partners, and so we offer some the discount on the tokens, but at the end of the day they will still use and create the value for our token. So they still have to use the still have to use the stars token, the token they mentioned in here, because this their internal system, but so it's not irrelevant. It's irrelevant for us. Yes. So yeah, so that have to care much about it. Yep.
Okay, and so when we say that they'll get preferential benefit prices, that's a discount on our STARS tokens, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Encouraged because there's very example to show the NFT like the industry. Well, we can like the partners and collaborate like in a new ways. And we want to encourage. So there's also very good like marketing the case and material to other project owners. So for our first one, we want to give some discount on the tokens. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was a really good one to clarify, and this person is right. It's
Yep.
incredibly important that we require all partners to purchase holocubes using our STARS tokens.
Yeah.
That's the whole basis of our ecosystem, right?
Yes.
Okay. Right, this one's been asked a lot. What is the retail price of the holocube?
Okay, because we got down in the future, and I think this the something that has no been like said installed yet, and it's our intention like to let the holders partake in discussion, help us to set the price together. Yes.
Yeah, because there'll be a few challenges there, right? Because the price is set in STARS tokens, not USD.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
the classic saying in the NFT space, one STARS token equals one STARS token. And so we do have to ascertain like the value of our tokens, the growth of our ecosystem, and yeah, it would be a community decision, wouldn't it?
Because if we apply our own tokens and is relative with the NFT holder, how much they can get. So I want to like let it be fair, and this price must to negotiate with our community, the NFT holders, and also I have tell them the truth because one day they be the holders. I have to like tell them the truth about cost and everything like the maze we have to face in the traditional world because I don't think like much people in here have the like the productions concepts in the real life world. So we want to like set this slide so far. Yep.
Okay, and so a question has popped up in chat related to this section. How can they give a discount on STARS tokens if the Stars Labs doesn't sell tokens? I thought Stars Lab isn't running a liquidity pool.
Sorry, can you point out the questions again?
Yeah, so I'll tag you in it actually. But this person is
Okay.
asking, they're saying, oh, I thought Stars Lab isn't selling tokens. I thought there's no liquidity pool. Can you address that? Cash, yeah.
How can they give a discount if the celebs doesn't sell the token? I thought it's the isn't running the liquidity pool. Okay, that's very good questions because this reason this is something relative our ecosystem. So people have to use the other currency like the USDT or maybe the Ether and other currency we be like be charged in the market. So they can use the traditional currencies or other like the cryptos to exchange the token out at the first. And then there is the action we can be recognized as like they input the liquidity into our like the ecosystem. And as a holder, there's the ways how you change your money back because you can use your token to change the Ether from the liquidity pool again and back.
But I think this person's more asking like, because if we're giving a discount to FEW, we
Mm-hmm.
can't count the holders' tokens, right? So
Mm-hmm.
presumably the Stars Lab itself will have its own liquidity pool that it can
Yes.
use specifically for partnerships.
Yes, of course. We have to decide very good model to make sure that anyone interest and this like this deal any deal with the other partner is fair.
Awesome. Okay. Right. So I think we had a different question 7 planned, Cash. But a few people are getting a little bit restless about the product demo question. So this was number 9 in our list. So if I could just bring that up. Now the question, during AMA, try to show us the live demo of HoloCube and how it displays the NFT.
Okay, so I think we have already saw the unboxing trailer, and a full product demo is that works for the posting the YouTube. So I also saw some questions on the make question, and because some thing this something is brand or something like that, because this a real product. So yeah, you guys can check the YouTube, and we have already releasing the unboxing one.
Yes, so the YouTube like full unboxing setup instructions, that's all to come, is it?
Yeah, of course. Yes. Yes.
I think if I'm allowed, in the interim, because some people are saying, oh well, the Twitter one is edited. Yes, it is. Of course, it's edited, switched up, and cut to the music, and created so that it can capture the short attention spans of the Twitter sphere, right? You guys know that like the Starslab as a project, it's very focused on having like very polished marketing. We'd never release just a sort of product demo where it's just, you know, plugging things in and some guy talking about the HoloCube on a platform like Twitter. However, we have a slightly longer version of that unboxing video, the pre-edited version. Now, it doesn't go as far as like explaining all the components and plugging it in, but it does give you more footage of the HoloCube. Are we okay to drop that in the Discord and sneak peeks, let them have a look, and then maybe delete it again?
Okay, it means the longer one?
Yeah, the one without music. So I have it, so if I'm allowed,
Okay. Yeah, please.
I don't actually have access to sneak peeks, but I'll drop it in AMA, you guys. And I'm gonna delete it later because we just don't like unpolished versions of anything of our brand floating around on the internet, of course.
Yep.
Oh crap, the file is too powerful. Let's see. Let me get a Google Drive link.
Yes.
Wow, it's such a huge file.
It's very big file, because if you didn't eat, you cannot update the tweet. It's so big for the light original one. It's so big. Yep.
It's more in real time rather than sped up.
Yep.
Let me try something quickly. Okay, so we do have this. We'll get it out to you somehow, maybe post the AMA for everybody to have a look.
Yep.
All right. So, next question. What merchandise will there be, and will we have to pay for the shipping costs?
Okay, so I think like there will be like a multiple merchandise jobs, start with the brand t-shirt, the sample jobs of the phase 2 HoloCubes for the select testers, and also we will also listen to what community would like to be included in the future jobs. And of course, I think we hence very time about the shipping cost is like free for the HoloCube and other like the merchants jobs.
I think that's a good way to go about it. In fact, you guys have already had like branded t-shirts made, haven't you?
Yes, I think I post my own tweet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always an easy place to start for any project that's putting out merch. Like nobody minds a free t-shirt, right? But I think it's a really good way to do it for future drops, to actually listen to what the community wants, instead of just shipping out more tat that nobody needs.
Yes, if you like the t-shirts and something like it, it's very good to put the connection with the communities together. I mean, it's like call it like loyalty, brand royalty, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other one you mentioned about dropping like phase 2 HoloCubes to like selected testers, that would be really cool.
Yeah, and also some because we already start to develop two different production line, and I think for the future, I would like to select some people from the community and sign some NDA with them and to like let them to give us feedback. Yes, so they have the like. If I am the fans, I'm very excited because I can use some products first. Yeah.
Yeah, and to be a beta tester, that's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, next question. How will the mint money be distributed and used, and will there be a community wallet? I think because we've published this in the announcements already, I can take this question.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So we had a post in announcements explaining the Starslab mint price. So to answer, how will the mint money be distributed? Well, we've got a lot of upfront costs that need to be covered. So costs sunk in the lead up to mint, and these include art and project development costs, HoloCube research and development costs, manufacturing costs, shipping costs, like legal costs as well, or the patents and things like that. Don't forget that they've had to develop a mobile app. And we've got post-mint infrastructure. We have a full suite of staff staying on board. So that's salaries post-mint to run the project. We've got token creation and management, and we've got the DAOs, although that's a percentage of profit, so of future sales. So that's probably funded by tokens, I guess. Now, to go into a little bit more detail about these costs, I think Cash, we had some rough numbers that we were allowed to talk about, right?
Yes, I think I share with you some before, and you can like roughly to talk. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So remember, guys, this product has been in development for almost a year now. There's a lot of questions that are like, oh, well, why can't you just make it cheaper? Or why can't you just do that or just do that? It is not easy to bring a brand new product to the market that is tested and ready to go. Just concepting alone costs a lot of money. If you go out there and you find someone to do a product design concept for you, just an idea, it would cost thousands of dollars. So you have several iterations of that. And then you begin development, research and development. And then once you have something that you can actually take to a manufacturer of prototyping, the prototyping itself costs a lot of money as well. And then you have all the testing and QA and like the headcount involved in that. And don't forget, this is also like in a sense a classic NFT project as well. There's the art side, there's the website, there's the writing of the contracts. So it's really a lot.
Yes.
We can
So
look at like the salary costs, right? Like there's about 14 artists and designers, each more expensive than the last. They're very high demand right now. You've got 15 engineers, technicians, and consultants working on your R&D team. And of course, you've got about maybe 10, I think. My last count was
yes,
10.
yeah.
Back-end support people, which include the legal team as well.
Yes. Like
So,
because please.
oh no, carry on. I had something to add.
Okay. So I want to share some story during when we developed the HoloCube and we on the startups. So actually, when we start our work on the startups, our whole firms, our whole like the whole team stop any like the people. There are many like we have like five big brands. One is like JW Hotels. They ask for a design, but we all refuse because I told the team we need to like 100% focus on exposures. Yes, actually, they have a lot of like opportunity costs because we have to sacrifice our like other projects. Yeah, so actually, um, I have to say we put a lot of the efforts on it. And my personal, I never do the stuff like that. Yeah,
Mm.
so this project we put 100%. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a core cost of the project per se, but yes, there's a lot of opportunity cost in dedicating like quite a large core team dedicating themselves to this project for the better part of 2021 and yeah, all of this year. It really
Yes.
is. And
Yeah,
look,
so
guys,
anyone is very hard. Yeah, on this
yeah,
years we already like give up a lot of things because we want to like do one things like this better and best.
yeah, absolutely. Um, so a lot of people also asked for cost breakdowns, specific cost breakdowns. I mean, we can't give that. That's like a trade secret. You can't any other manufacturer or merchant out there and be like, how much does your stuff cost? Tell me exactly how much the materials are. Like, you can't publish that for the public to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, but yeah. But if lucky, one day I be the list company, I can announce the financial informations. But right now, because you have to be sure in this industry there are a lot of the competitors outside, and you
Mm.
don't want to like take off your shares and sold anything to them. Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes, yeah. So I
And
think maybe they want to ask like just like okay because I think it's a trust problem. Yeah,
mm,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, Okay, so a VC 100% would ask for a cost breakdown. Well, this isn't a VC. There's no possible way that we can sign NDAs with everybody involved.
Yeah.
Like there is a lot of IP that we have to protect. But Oz has a good question. I'm sure you could tell us the percentage distribution. Yeah, while we can't go into like exactly how to make a hollow cube, we can tell you the cost breakdown of the entire project and what the mint money is intended to cover. Um, VC, a VC would sign an NDA. They would sign an NDA. Okay, so let's start with project development costs. So HoloCube aside, what it costs to create an NFT project to the standard of polish, including like art, website, and all the stuff I've mentioned. That's about 500K USD, half of them. And as a project owner myself, I can attest to that. Art is incredibly expensive, more expensive than you guys perhaps may think. You can't just go out there and get a $50 an hour artist just like that. And in fact, Jason, who leads the art team, I mean, his what would he charge in the real market cash if he wasn't?
Okay, so I can give like some concept because I think this number will shock a lot of the people. A lot of the people they don't have the concept in this industry. Like we used to give like only the concept design for I think it's a brand company teach they make something like chocolate or something like that. It's a food, and even for concept design, they have to pay us 6K pounds. So like Jason's price in the market, our rate is like 3K US dollars per hour. Yeah, I know this price will shock a lot of the person, but because he's like the chef of the designs, and it's because most people in their concepts they think the designer is just like to draw something on the paper, but actually no, you have to think of the concepts and the
Mm,
brand like the visions and a lot of the stuff. And
mm,
also, I want to go with this part and I would like to say more about the art because I want to say like actually a lot of the projects in the anti space they say they are the 3D projects. That is not actually correct. It is just 2.5D. and they just like replace the same components, replace the different components in the same positions. So lots of them actually don't have to and don't need to make the 3D random model. But for the plants, it's something is like a circle. So you have to. So we cannot cheat. You have to make the 3D models at first. And if the guys have like rendering your like images and rendering like the 3D models, and you have to know like it takes a lot of long time and also requires the device you're rendering the images and the photos and the art need very good abilities. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It is very expensive. Like, I mean, for nanoparts, we prepared something like $3 million to carry out our phase 2 of the project, which is also a 3D project. And it sounds like a lot of money, but yeah, we intend on spending every last cent of it. That's just
Yes,
the price.
I trust that because like the most of the people they don't like it. When you see a lot of great movie they made by 3D, actually like they cost a lot of money in 1 second. Yeah, they kind of
They
money
do.
like 1 second. We call it something. So like the Star Wars. I just remember like the 1 second they cost 7 millions. Yes, I trust it. I know how expensive. Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that's 500K for just project development. Then we've got R&D costs. This is huge. This is $1 million, rounded. Now, I guess as a base figure, it sounds like a lot, but if you look at the headcount, we've got like 15 engineers, technicians, and consultants, some full-time, some part-time. The full-time equivalent across a year is about 10 people, right? So
Yes.
what's how much are salaries for 10 people in a year at like an average of 100K per head? It's
Yes.
$1 million. People are expensive. Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
You don't have choice, but you have to do because yeah.
yeah. And also the Starslab isn't in the business of trying to source cheap labor or not paying people well. In fact, a lot of your staff are like they have international experience and they're on international rates, right?
Yep. Of course.
Yeah, I would imagine. Okay, and then so post the R&D stage, we've got prototyping. So prototyping costs would involve getting molds made, getting the mechanics made, making the PCB boards, and in the beginning of the project, there were about 30 prototypes made across 5 different manufacturing companies, and at how much did we say? At like about 10K per prototype, right?
Mhm.
That is 300K.
Yes.
Yeah, I can attest to that. I've I've had prototypes of something made in the past before as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
10.
because like anyone got experience with that, you have to choose the firms to help you to produce. You have to do the test at first, so you have the test cost. I
Yeah.
means even it's not like the test your device, it's also test the films. So you have to use this way to reduce your further risks. When you find the supply chains, you have to find 5 of them or maybe 10 and compare with other because most of the supply like the films they will say very beautiful word to you. The real things is you have to only just pay attention on the products they help you to produce, and that's the only things improve their work. So because we got a lot of we used to have the huge mistakes to trust only one thing when we start one place. So right now we have to use this way to maintain our risks, like the risk management of the because once you choose the wrong things to produce your stuff, it will be you have to delay all the time, and also you have to like because some brands, they, if your product is doesn't good, and you will be like destroy their reputation or the market. So the reason why you have to like for the many like for the device, you like for the hardware like the production, you have to make like a lot of the upfront costs to maintain the rigs. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. They always, manufacturing companies always overpromise. That's what I found.
Yes.
Okay. So we've also got postman costs. We estimate that we'd have about 13 staff across the board for the maintenance of the project, continuous product development, and yeah, to continue to oversee the manufacturing process. So at that head count, that's about 1.5 million per year. I'd say that's probably on the low end, depending on how many like high level managers you have in place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think for Postman, of course, tokens generated will begin to supplement some of these costs towards the end of the year, but there's still a bulk that has to be covered at the beginning. So yeah, those are the costs. To recap, we've got 500 for the project and the art side, 1 mil for the R&D, 300K for the prototyping, and 1.5 mil for postman costs. And then there's of course manufacturing costs. So it's hard to do percentage split that you guys are asking for, because what is ETH doing? I don't know. We don't know the price of ETH. But I
Yes.
guess
Yeah.
you guys are welcome to run your own numbers and deduct all of these costs that had to be fronted and arrive at your own conclusions. Right. And there's some nice people in the community complimenting us. Thank you so much. We needed that. I'm glad you guys are finding this informative. Alrighty.
Thank you.
But what
Yes.
question are we up to? Okay, question 10. Will the token have any other use case besides buying new products? Yeah, that's a question.
Yeah. Okay. They can be like so the token, they can be exchanges other projects, and users will need to buy them to order the hot cookies. So the token will like have the immense value on the top of the being able to be used by addition hot cookies, or maybe buying the the device we provide. Yes. For this part, we will mention like the ecosystems.
Yeah, I think buying new products is already really heavy hitting, but like, well, how much utility do you need a token to have? Like, for me, it needs to have one heavy hitting utility, and I also need to know that it's going to maintain its value and in fact grow in value over time. Yeah, like Starslabs, the HoloCube, the way the ecosystem is set up, I think I'm incredibly bullish on its growth, because there's literally no barriers to entry. It's not like we have like it's just a game and then only some other NFT projects can partner with us depending on if they have the voxel files or this and that, or if their like models are 3D rigged and they can come into our game. Right? Like there's literally no barriers to entry for another project adopting the HoloCube.
Yes, of course.
Our market reach is crazy.
Yeah. So like I hear about a lot of people like also ask me, how do you avoid to the copy of your device, something like that. I would say there's something in the world called legal. Yes, so you have a lot of like protect your patent and your copyright, and also we always groove. People's outside is always chasing. So they have different meaning, the first one and the second one. So don't have to worry about too much of that. And that's the reasons why the Starslabs exceed the market.
Okay. Right, so we have a few more questions, but this token one I would like to add to it. Like Cash and I have talked about like how to communicate the fact, because we're getting a lot of questions on the PFPs, or like most questions are on the holocubes, but we have to remind you guys that this isn't just a PFP project. It's not just a real life device dongle project. This is an ecosystem that is carving out a space early within this whole industry to be able to survive long term. And the way that Starslabs will achieve that is having this deep market penetration by being able to provide a product that literally anyone can buy into, right? Think about how important a holocube is in a space like ours. Like we all know that the entire NFT community is predicated on the principle of decentralized ownership of IP, correct? The NFTs you own, they're 100% yours. No matter how many people right click and save your NFT, it's yours. And that's very important to us. Now, the Holocube, when paired with the app, that provides instant authentication of your NFTs. That means that your displays are token gated, so everything is verified. So it's kind of like on other days where you have to print off a picture of your own Bored Ape and hang it on your wall. Like this is our Web3 solution to that. So it's a really heavy hitting piece of utility that I can see all sorts of projects, whether they're post-mint, whether they're pre-mint, current, future, they can fold this into their own roadmaps. I'm sure you guys have experienced lots of projects that have somewhat lacking roadmaps, right? It's a really good upsell to projects like that to say, hey, you can come into our ecosystem, you can purchase our tokens, buy the Holocube, and provide massive value to your holders. That's a very exciting thing to be able to put in someone else's roadmap. And Cash, you've also talked about just like beyond the NFT space, how viral something like the Holocube can get just amongst normal people, right?
Yes, of course. Because if you bring up these things, I want to go my some personal view of the NFT industries right now. So because I know I come from I used to work for the 3 years for the HSBC in the investment department. So I do the overview the hundred different I think it's thousands different companies and business model every year. So we have from my personal experience, I have the basic understanding of the microeconomy and also how important of the ecosystems. So any currency need to survive in the world, they have to base on something called ecosystem. And I saw a lot of the NFT project, they said, I'm going to the token. And in which this action make the people think the token is something money or necessary for any NFT. But I want to say hence is we have to pay attention and look deep about the ecosystem they mentioned in the here. Okay, so right now, how the capital how the people, how the investors earn the money from the NFT space by low, sell high capital gains, only the capital gains, and base our research and base our analyze right now these days, and the market size is already I mean the group is very slowly right now. So we cannot take money. It's we cannot suppose there are five people on the tables. We cannot take the money from your pocket, my pockets, and still I mean the cake size doesn't change, but more and more people need to eat the cake. This something is very dangerous. If we use these ways still in this market, I guess will be crushed. The reason is because, okay, let me go further. So if the customer consumers of a market highly similar, the market will definitely crash. Okay, can you believe all the people come to here is want to make the money, and people don't require any of the service. Like if we extend the long period of the market, it's totally zero sum game. It just make like so. Our mission, why our like the Starslab vision, and also our mission and also our vision is build a like a healthy and long-term ecosystem. I trust like some people in the real life world, they like art, they like they just not like I mean they don't know what is the NFT, but they like the art. And a lot of the products in the NFT space we buy right now is called NFT. And NFT are technologies, and most of the people they buy is crypto art. Yeah. So I do agree. Like some people they like art, and there are people who really need this artwork. Also, this we call it like the people who demand. Also, we have the supplier, the people who like invest the NFT, and also the creator, like the another past, like any other project, they make the art. So and then this market can be like this ecosystem can be diversification and maintain the risks. And so we want to like the mission of the like the Start Labs. We are not just like bring the virtual to the real life. We also want to up the box. We want to bring like a new here like, into this market and which to incremental whole market size. And also because I had say we are the ecosystem. The reason is look like the one like maybe there come another post tomorrow, but then maybe we choose like because we have like already like some other posts like talk with us and in discussion about can they like they want to like, launch the new products and combine with the Hello Cube. Because most people in this world, let me give an example. If one day you put your Hello Cube on your car, and your friends, and you can like travel with your friends that maybe doesn't have any idea what the fuck is like what is the NFT. But he say, wow, this device is very cool. What is that? And this very good way in the new person to understand what's NFT. Yeah, because right now the market, why a lot of people they don't have the like because I also try to expand what is NFT to my families, also friends around me, and they have no idea. But if you got something physical, yeah, it would be easy to attract the people, and that's what we want to do. We want to like not only sell the like our device like in this like a certain market. We want to like we also want to bring out these products to outside the world, and we do. Yes, we already like have some like, discussion from some like the airline company and also other industry. They do like this device, and they think like that use the NFT technology to prove something also can use on device is a very good ways. So this I want to say like when you invest like if you invest like the choosing project to invest, you have to make sure what's the long term goal and what's the long term value. What create not only the company, what's the long term value they create to society, and that's the ways you can like imagine how much benefits can come back. So that's our visions, and I hope like because most the people they will like comment to you why your price is so high, why you something that. But I want to say is because I want to say is you can't take the apples compare with the fish. I mean they're different things. In here in the steps, you are not pay for the NFT. You are not pay for the logo. Actually you are in vacation for a future like future NFT ecosystem. There must be happens today. Suppose the startups don't come out to do this. Future, they must either have another company. The names maybe A or B or lab startup, some kind. They will also do that. But the startups is the first community to point out this concept and already move their step. So why you want? So why we waste this opportunity? Yes. So I always choose like the trust the one investment principle. You believe it, and then you see it. It's not like I see it, then I believe it. At that time, you already miss. Yes. I'm sorry, I go so long with this like that about this stuff. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
a really good answer, and it also addresses an earlier question of, well, what is the end goal for the roadmap? I saw someone ask that up in the comment somewhere.
Yeah, because I sort of like right now, like this whole one is already. I do talk with a lot of the founders together. Because I'm not the person like very fancy on the social media, but I also have my own channels. Sub me or you get like most people think like it's very cool founders talk like very deeply about what's going to happen and what's the next trend of the NFT industries. So sometimes it's very worried. I saw a lot of people's action when they invest something. I cannot say anything to help them, but I think you have the same feeling, right, Pence? When you saw some projects, and because our positions in this market, we can know something very easy. Yeah, because and our suggestion would be financial advisors. Like I think people will recognize this. But yes, so I hope like guys, don't make mistake much. Don't make mistake too much. You can miss something, but don't make mistakes too much. So when you saw some project, you think it's very attract your eyes. Okay, you tell yourself, calm down, careful, check and check again. What they're going to do in the future. So as for us, we already like this. It's why I like why our teams look at NFT display or something like device related to NFT, because we want to like make sure in the 5 years, in the 3 years, the startup still exists and also grow very big in the market, not just like one times, because the huge powers and also the things I excited right now is when anyone and holders they receive our Hello Cubes and make the unboxing video and put on the social media. And that's the stage where the power, where like where the I mean this only our first steps. What I want to say is pay attention on the ecosystem and also deeply understandings. So I also very welcome any persons in our community PM me and challenge me about the ecosystem. Any suggestions I will pick if it's very good for our build like our long term like healthy. If you want to risk your lifetime, you have to be healthy, stable, reasonable. Yes, so this I want to enhance in here. Okay. I'm sorry, I go too far about this part. Yeah.
Well, it's an
You just yeah, yeah. You
yeah.
bring also yeah.
That was really good. I enjoyed listening to that, and it's an important point to address. Like, long-term roadmap is really important. So the answer to what is the end goal, it is mass market adoption. It's really hard not to share other projects at this point, but like you guys know what I mean when I say like short-term roadmaps from other projects, like very wishy-washy deliverables and utilities. Like, yes, some of them are making a lot of money in the market now, but that is not going to survive. Like when the corporations come in and take over, who is still going to be here? The short-term guys or the people that have, slaved away for such a long time to really carve out a space for ourselves. And yeah, with mass market adoption, with the shareability and the viral potential of something like the HoloCube, I'd say, yeah, the Starslab is it for me.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. And it's also a good reminder that you're not just buying into a product. Like people have been saying things like, "Well, I could get a PlayStation with that kind of money." Well, like get a PlayStation then, but you get a PlayStation and you get a PlayStation, and that will depreciate in value, and you have no say in that community. You have no sense of ownership, right? But this is an ecosystem that you're buying into. Consider yourselves like early investors. Like what do seed investors and angel investors, the most successful ones out there, what do they look for in a project? Like it's not a complete product that they can take apart and break down and say exactly like how much each component costs. They understand the business case and they believe in the long-term project, right? And for you to have a stake in this project, for you to have ownership, for you to be a part of the profit share, that is what you're buying into.
Yes.
And yep, so that's a good segue into Oz has asked about the DAO, how much power people have to change the direction of the team, or where the budget is allocated, and it also that sort of is slightly in parallel with our next question anyway, which is what's the exact percentage profits that holders will be getting? So I think Cash, you can answer the percentage profits question first.
Okay, this because we haven't said price. I think I mentioned this like we both like we will discuss the price setting price with the community. So it's hasn't been said yes, we haven't set price.
And we haven't set a percentage of profits yet because we haven't set the price because we
Yeah,
don't know the tokens, but this is very much intended to be a community discussion and decision, isn't it?
yes, yes, of course, because we cannot over promise too much, and also it's because we have the system we will apply, so we have to think very like we need to do a lot of the research of the people like join the doubt to vote it something like that. Yeah, because they very like one way we have to like reach the members and also these like the sons. In one way, we have to make sure these sons is have some like experience and these sons is can help us to get the right position right way.
Right. So Velia said seed and angel investors look for a solid team. Well, my personal experience with seed and angel investors, because I come from a financial and legal background, is that it depends on the stage of the project and how much is being asked for. I know for a fact that there are entire communities out there who will purchase just a concept, just an idea, the rights to an idea from a guy that they met once who stood up to do a presentation. They would purchase that for upwards of 60K. This is facts. Obviously, if you progress from like seed round, like A, B, and C, to more of a VC round, yes, that is when more of the DD happens and everything has to be above board. And although the project might be pre-money still, they would at least have to show like some sort of steady revenue and like a good projected revenue. But I'd say, and then put the right team behind it. Yeah, they would. I think because this is a community project, because you guys get a say in the way the project will move forward, you also have a say in that, in a sense. Like, if the team isn't delivering, if you don't get your hollow cubes, then like that's not it, is it? Like I don't really know how to answer this one anymore, because what you're saying is that like how would you even DD a team with a docs on the internet, right? Like you said, LinkedIn profile. Okay, to me that does not have a whole lot of value. It's easily faked. Twitter profile, photos, like none of that really matters to me as an investor. You might have a different idea, but I'd say that a team being able to put out an actual device, show you how it works, is a lot more valuable than a team saying, well, I've done this, this, and that, and I was a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. Like, I can't verify that. And there have been people saying, oh, well, you know, that the hollow cube can be faked as well. Well, if you go to extremes, yes, but man, that's a lot of work. It would have been easier to just fake profiles for doxing than to fake an entire project.
I have to say one word in here because we don't force anyone to do any stuff, but I think like for a base like common understanding, you know what is fake and you what is the truth. So because I can understanding because in this world, a lot of things can be fake. Yes, and we do see because when I come to this industry, I personally be scammed like a few times. Yeah, so I can understand what's the most like the members worry about it, but I have to say, even we make or not today, these things will not stop, and we still like I think the Hokubi will still come out, but maybe in different ways. Yes. So my personal because I cannot like say too much about this stuff, and I want to say is like we already pay a lot of like efforts, and we come like and we all the teams members they work hardly. So I think all the words I have to say. Firstly, I have to thank all like my team members, and also thank the community member who post like the support us. Also, the thank you Oxen left, and thank you the rates, thank you the pants, and because most the like okay, so if we are fake, like there is proof. Most the project collaborate with us, partner with us, all of them are still be. But we like I can see like when a lot of people they trust you and choose to you, this means from their experience they know something is true or not. Yeah. So yeah, so I don't think there's a question here.
Yeah, and to answer your question, Rao, yeah, is it about safety? Absolutely, it's about safety. For me, it is. NanoPass, we similar to Starslab, we have one fully doxed member, but the rest of us aren't doxed, and that those are personal choices. Like we have real life businesses to protect, we have real life assets, we have like family members that we're not comfortable giving all our details on the internet. Yeah, like I've shown my face, but I think that's as far as I'm personally comfortable going. Yeah.
Yes. And I think like we because we're going to some very big interviews like with some very like famous amazing times, and we also received rumors like interviews like like the invitations for maybe like the next months, and most people like can check out the interview if it happens and about what's the people on the behind and what's concepts they are going to do in the future. So yes, yes. So I think because um the big like I mean the famous media we have the more like the proof that who are you, but
Yeah.
you know if you just put like something is on the tweet or something like that, and because in our internal team's culture we don't want like for Jason Box and the Jason run the social media because he has to. This is something called marketing. And for some people like our internal teams, they don't have to. The reason is because they only need to like, pay
Yeah.
attention on what's their jobs. I don't want like they sit on office like cost 2 times speed. Yeah, right. They need to like, focus on work. So there's something like related to management and also relative like what's employees like they are professional and also your we call this like career ethic, something like that. Yes.
Yeah, same with NanoPass. We had AMA Absinthe Press. She doxed because she's also the face of NanoPass. She's our marketing lead, so that was necessary. But yes, it's a cost benefit question, right? The team does not feel comfortable doxing, but for an interview in Times Magazine, then I guess a few of you will dox. Like that's massive.
Yeah. I personally,
Yeah.
I would dox. Yeah, I personally, I cannot say dogs. Why I use the dogs this word? Because I'm very proud to talk about what the Starslab do. Yes, so I have like yes, so it's very also very good opportunity like to market our community. Yes, so I have to yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So I think we can move on from that question now.
Yeah. Take too long. Yeah.
And yeah, thank you to Ralia for like providing us the opportunity to have a discussion about this. I see your points as well. Um, okay. Question 12. We're almost at the end of our list. Question 12 is
Mhm.
another two-parter, two similar questions. So 12A is, will the ETH contract be released for the public to look at before mint? And question 12B is the contract optimized to lower gas fees? Will it be audited and tested?
Oh, yes, of course. Like we have the plans to release the contract on the 26th February, and also for our company, we highlighted like more than one company to help us to educate manage the safe, so don't have to be worried.
Great. Okay. And then the last question, question 13, how long is the whitelist mint going to be?
This info will be released closing. I think it will between 6 or 12 hours.
Okay, good. So
Yeah.
we got through our compiled list of questions. I think now we can open the floor up to members of the audience who want to ask something in VC, or if you have any burning questions that you want to type out in AMAs, you can do that as well. We'll try to get to as many as we can.
Yeah. So, if one want to ask the question, please feel free to come.
So VC looks quiet. I don't see anyone with their hands up. I'm just doing this wrong. Okay, let's check AMAs. Just scrolling up to see what else we might have missed.
I think we covered almost all the questions that like people's asked. Yeah.
Oh, actually, Cash, could you provide like a high level update of where we're at with the legal patents and other certification?
So, you mean for the Hello Q?
Yeah, how far along that process we are.
Okay, so because if you guys have like a misunderstanding about what is called a CE and FTC, because we want to make sure every device delivered to your country and the location you are is safe, so we have to like get the CE and FCC. And because Q NFT display is not a standard product, so compared to most like the product, we cost more time, but we got it like the very like we got a certain times. So it won't be like tell like we keep tell you wait. It's not that way. So I think we be like hold it. We expect all the products will be start shipment in April. Yeah. So also based on the different locations, your like your products will taking like different days for the shipment. Yes, like for because most the members come from US based our analyze. So for like to the US, maybe it take like 10 shipment days, like the 10 to the 20 days for the ship. Like yes, because we got a corona in here, so the shipment I cannot give you like for the shipment period. I mean the stuff start from our hands to your hands. This time I cannot give the like promise because this like I cannot control that. And also it's the corona on any pace. Yes.
That's fair enough. Okay, we do have an audience member, Johnny. I'm gonna invite you to speak.
Yeah.
Did that work, Johnny? Are you able to ask a question? There we go.
Yep, can you hear me?
Hey,
Yes.
Johnny. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, how are you?
Welcome. Fine, thanks.
Great project. Very excited. And great
Thank
AMA.
you very much.
Thanks for
Yeah, thank you.
thanks for the detailed answers to all the questions. That was really impressive. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I just had one question. So you've got the mint coming up in a week. And how would you define, what would be a successful launch in your mind next week?
Yes. What's the exact question? Yeah.
I can have
what would you say? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think my personal standard is mental. Like that is the goal for every project, right? But for the Starslab, someone else also asked a question like, what will you do if you don't mint out? Well, actually, all the costs have already been sunk, like the fixed costs have already been sunk. So we'd carry on with production and use the mint money to cover the per unit costs anyway. So we'll move on. What's considered successful? It's hard to put a number on that, but this is a project that can succeed even if we don't mint out because we have the money to carry it through and to work on the partnerships with other NFT projects and to really bring value to the native token. So it can be a slow burn. That's totally fine, and I would also consider that a success.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and okay, I also want to bring up something like because we also have like many like I mean some communities is not on the Discord because some due to like some country like China they don't use the Discord, and we also have a group of the fans on China. So actually don't have to worry because I know that people's emotions like go hard in this stage because we can find like the price drop very insane and also the a little bigger market right now. But I don't think it's like I don't think it's a problem, and even not a miracle. Anything will still go to happen. Yeah. So you can meet one challenges and we gave out all the things and we gave out the futures. There is no way. Yeah. So yeah, thank you for pouring out this question. I think most people also like ask these questions.
Yeah,
I
I think
appreciate your answer.
It's not so much the mint number, but like all we need at the end of the day is an active and engaged community.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's
Nice.
great.
Did I answer your question? Clear?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Johnny.
Anybody else? Not seeing any hands up. Checking the AMA section. Oh, I lost it.
Yes.
Okay, what is the next largest hurdle or problem for the team? Is it finishing the art? Is it getting the manufacturing set up? Or is it something else? What's the next biggest thing that you have to accomplish, Cash?
Sorry. Okay, let me switch to questions.
It's the latest one in the AMA section. What is the next largest problem that you have to solve?
Okay, so the extra problem thing for us is about it's not about the production. It's about we have to combine because we also discuss with the lawyers right now is combine like with the countries like tax problem. Because from page, if we ship one stuff, it's very easy. But in futures, we see like we ship like the bundles and tons of our products. We also need like set like legal entity in different countries. So this, I think, this is the most problem the local team come to me, and also the admin team come to me to ask. Yeah, so yeah, so that's the big problems we face right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's achieving like the right partnerships with 3PL companies that can deliver these products to all these different companies countries, without duties and taxes, right? I've worked in supply chain before, and to me, like it's a long process rather than an like hard and unachievable process. It's just
I think you have the like the understanding about what I mentioned is.
Okay. Extraterrestrial asked, how will HoloCube be compatible with other NFTs that aren't truly 3D?
Which means like how will the comply with the other like most of the free they aren't truly free. What do you mean the aren't truly?
How will a 2D PFP interact on the HoloCube? What will it look like?
So it means like the 2D re-edit in our HoloCube.
So
Oh,
if someone uses a HoloCube to display their Bored Ape or their Doodle,
okay,
what will it look
okay. Okay, so the HoloCube uses not the traditional AR or the MR before AR and MR functions. So anything to display in the HoloCube, you will turn like 2D to 3D. It's not used like technical way, but it's used like as a human's visions. They will like make like me. I have to see like it's like our vision and also interactive with our like galaxies you guys can find in the on the top popping up from the HoloCube. This thing will make like the 2D look like 3D. Yes. And I think we got some samples on our like official website when we show the metaverse and also our projects. You guys can find what it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I mean when I keep saying like it's the power that the HoloCube has to be compatible with any project out there. Like it's amazing. It's so cool that you can turn a 2D PFP into a 3D one and you display it in full color, high detail, everything. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna quickly check the audience again for questions. None. AMA. I think now's probably a good time to wrap up, and we'll try to engage more with you guys in the chat whitelist with you. We'll try to answer that kind of stuff in chat. And just a reminder, we did promise the like not so edited version of the HoloCube unboxing. We'll find a way to get that massive file to you guys. Please don't share it. The reason we haven't released it is because we don't want this unedited off-brand stuff to be on the market. So for your eyes only, okay? We'll get that out to you. And yeah, I think that about wraps it up. Thanks so much, Cash. You did an amazing job, you guys. Cash was worried about his English when he was talking to me, but I think he did really well. There's a lot of international people here. We all come from different countries, and yeah, Cash, you did great. You've
Thank you.
You've gone on all sorts of road shows for your in real life businesses all over the world. Truly an international man.
Okay,
yeah, great.
thank you. Thank you everyone to come our AMA, and I hope my members can help us to clear the stuff, and not only the stuff, because I think anyone come here, we just make like a friends. And for some questions, we can challenge each other. For some questions, we can just friendly together. And so very welcome. Like I'm very appreciative today the member controlling today's AMA. So thank you guys. Yeah. So thank you Tess. And also I want to say thank you for the modes and members work for this test, and we follow you guys their efforts. We can group like today's and can also nominate like anyone in here. So thank you anyone like work on the Starlabs, behind the Starlabs. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks guys. You've been a great audience. Yeah, very supportive. Thank you so much for listening. Well, I think we'll wrap this up
Okay.
now. See you guys in the
Yes.
chat.
See you guys. Bye bye. Have a good day.